Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Warships Legends with Ungainly Titan. We're on the Benson and we're in a domination mode game. I have finally managed to elite the Benson. The Fletcher is now unlocked, but I can't afford to buy it. It's 18 million to purchase, and I probably want, well, I suppose another million or million and a half or something to equip the couple of slots that will be available immediately on unlocking the ships. So I'm probably going to be playing the Benson for a while again in the future, but it probably won't be focusing on the Benson, in that I'll probably be playing the Wyoming more often now that the Wyoming isn't deleted yet. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I could afford to buy the tier 5 cruiser, but I thought, right, we might as well, if we've gone to the point of unlocking the Fletcher, we might as well buy the Fletcher and have a tier 7 ship in our port. And meanwhile, here at the battle, we have a Nagato visible, and we know there's a destroyer around. It may or may not necessarily be in the smoke screen, so I've decided not to enter the cap circle. But it looks like the Nagato is going to, so I was speculating on the basis that the Nagato is going to continue on its current course. And the second, sort of more broad spread, was to see if I could basically nail the destroyer as it exits the smoke screen on either side. I mean, it's purely kind of a hop of the ball and see what happens. Now, the Nagato looks like it's changing course again, and it's heading towards the big fracas that's going to occur around Capture Point Alpha. Yeah, he's definitely heading west. So I thought, right, maybe I should go west as well and join the big fight over there. Looks like my torpedoes are not going to hit anything. And then the question is there anybody around Bravo? It started to occur to me, is there anybody around Bravo? If there's nobody around Bravo, then I could flip Bravo on my own without anybody really noticing, or being able to do much about it, and that would put cap pressure on the enemy team, because we'd have captured a base. And there is the Pensacola. And I thought, okay, I won't enter the cap circle while the Pensacola is around. But it looks to me like the Pensacola is also heading west. And therefore, if I let the Pensacola go around the edge of the island so that it's more or less committed to heading west, and then I enter the cap circle, it's quite possible I could have Bravo disturbed myself. And we're ahead on ships, so it's not like they need me over an Alpha, or I'd make a difference there. So off I go, and round and about I go, and there's the Pensacola around the edge of the island. And I'm now heading into Bravo, and there's a massive, massive amount of red ships and blue ships over in the western side of the map, and the enemy have a cruiser in Charlie. We have a destroyer. Well, that's what's going on over there. So that's one of our destroyers. And then I find the Akazuki. So I launch some torpedoes on his current course. I'm not really expecting anything to happen. Now he's sailing straight and true. So there's torps in the water. I'm changing my speed. I'm changing my direction. I just want to make it hard for him to aim into them and hope that I don't drive into them afterwards. And I think I've gotten slightly the better of the gunnery duel, but then he crashes into the island, right into the path of two of my torpedoes. And that's it. Game over. And he had just launched his torpedoes when he hit the island. And only one spread, it looks like, as well. Okay, the Nagato could possibly interfere with me here, so I fire torpedoes in its general direction, and I'm going to slip around the back of the island here and continue to cap Bravo. We've gone to all this trouble, we've sunk a destroyer in doing it. And we're still ahead on ships, so there's no great risk to the team. We're actually ahead on points as well. But there's no harm in piling on the pressure if we can possibly manage it, and we've nearly captured Bravo. So the next question is, what do we do now? So now I'm thinking I might go to Charlie. I'm kind of surprised the enemy haven't capped Charlie, or there is no evidence that it is capping Charlie at the moment. Now, in the game, I really wasn't paying attention to it the same way as I was here, so I wasn't sure. Well, I suppose, yeah, I could see that there was an enemy cruiser over there, but he didn't seem to be still over there. And I wasn't sure how, whether I could be able to see him outside his view range or what. Relative stealth capabilities. Some cruisers you can see, some you won't. It depends on circumstances and whatnot, whether they have aircraft and sonar and radar and all these sort of things. Looks like the enemy ship is starting to cap Charlie, but we don't know where its current location is. So I'm going over. My initial thing isn't to go straight into Charlie, but just have a look, see if I can see where this enemy ship is. There's no sign of him yet, and I have my torpedoes ready. Because torpedoes would be the main thing to use. The whole point is to make hit and run strikes rather than actually go toe to toe with. Certainly wouldn't want to go toe to toe. Now I'm detected, and that's a bit worrying. And I haven't quite spotted where the enemy is, and there's the Miyoko. And he doesn't seem to be reacting. So I've launched torpedoes. He's launched his airplane. And I'm not firing because mostly I don't want to distract him. I don't want him to react in such a way as to cause him to evade the torpedoes or expect the torpedoes to be incoming. No, he has detected me, so the two possibilities is that he didn't react initially. I think he actually did spot me. He did realize I was spotted. I just don't really understand what he was thinking he was doing, or why he chose to reverse first. Anyway, he's going to get hit by one of those torpedoes. Gets hit by two of them. And I'm in my smoke screen. Now, this is an interesting situation. He's gone out of the cap circle, so we're not contested at the moment, and I'm capping. But I want to back up because I presume he's got torpedoes as well. It's an enemy cruiser, and most of them do have torpedoes, so I don't know whether these torpedoes or not. And now the cap circle is contested, so he's come back into the cap circle. What I didn't want at this point now was kind of waiting for to get as close as possible to my torpedoes back online. But what I didn't want was the enemy cruiser coming into the smoke screen and spotting me first, because he spotted me before I spotted him at the start. And there's a chance that he'd spot me first. So at least I want to be moving as fast as I possibly can when he spots me. And there again, he was detected me for about 2 seconds before I detected him. But at least on that occasion, I was moving. And because I was moving, I'm a much harder target to hit. Now I only got the torpedoes online now, and I think he's too close. That they won't arm. So we go around, let the distance open a small between us, and then I launch the spread. That should be enough. We get the hit and sink him. And that's it. That was rather exciting. We now have capture point Charlie to ourselves. And we should complete the flip of this one before we need to think about what to do next. Now, the enemy actually have done really well. The red team has managed to pull the situation back. There's still a ship down, but it's 2 destroyers and a cruiser versus a destroyer and a battleship. So, weight of firepower, they probably have the edge. I'm going to finish capping here anyway before I do anything else, because it's just going to consolidate our lead. Reduces the risk of us losing this fight. So, meanwhile, they are more or less captured Alpha. Yep, they've captured Alpha, and we have it's kind of an even fight over there. It looks like our destroyer is out in the open water engaged with the enemy battleship, and our cruiser is in the confined waters around the cap circle engaged with the enemy destroyer, which is probably not good really. It's too close. If you get into real knife fights, the advantage is with the destroyer because you're sort of, because again, torpedoes and cruisers are bigger targets. So the enemy has definitely had launched some torpedoes in the recent past. There's a bunch of them just heading out into the ocean there. And I'm probably not going to arrive in time to make a significant impact on this particular fight. But I'm going as quick as I can. But it's the other end of the map, essentially. And we've lost our cruiser. And they've lost the destroyer. So I don't know whether it was a mutual kill or what exactly happened there. Or maybe torpedoes from our destroyer took out their destroyer. Oh, he was on the other side of the island. Probably not. Probably a mutual kill with the cruiser and the destroyer. So, destroyer versus battleship. Depends on how he plays it. Destroyers have a lot of advantages when it comes to fighting battleships. Well, they have smoke for one thing. They can hide in smoke screens and just dump out torpedoes, and you can go into the cap circle and just flip the cap circle, forcing the enemy battleship to come in after them and then hide around the corners of islands. Flipping out torpedo salvos. Now it looks like he's engaged in a gunfight with a battleship, which is stupid. You don't fire your guns. Firing his guns gives away his position, lets the battleship know where he is, and looks like the battleship just sunk him. So, this leaves the onus now on me. Now, I could do nothing. I could just sail away, turn around, sail off into the distance, and we can't lose this game. But I reckon also that as long as I don't actually shoot at the battleship with my main guns, I just stay out of detection range, that I should be able to lob a few torpedoes at the battleship, and maybe if the battleship sails away from Alpha, I can always go into the cap circle and kind of force the battleship's hand. Does he want to come back and defend their capture point, or what? I don't think there's enough time for it to flip Bravo and Charlie, but we'll see. 2 minutes left, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. We're coming round, we can see where our destroyer went down. No sign of the enemy battleship yet, and we're not detected. Now, I don't expect a battleship to detect me before I detect them. Usually I detect battleships first, but it's sometimes the cruisers, but not always the case. And there is the New Mexico, and he is definitely out of torpedo range. He's sailing in the wrong direction. He's sailing away from me, but at an angle. And I do not want to. Well, do I want to? I suppose there's no harm in actually entering the cap circle, because he would know out around, but he also wouldn't know exactly where I was, and if he wanted to keep his cap circle, he'd have to sail towards me, which would make it easy for me to hit him with torpedoes. But it's increasingly looking like I won't have time. That the time to intercept, the range is closing. He's not really changing his course, I'm just closing the distance. But the timing, we're running out of time already, and 60 seconds, 52 remaining in the game. 58 seconds, 47 remaining in the game. Doesn't look like the New Mexico's changed course to me. Looks like he's sailing on exactly the same bearing as before, and I would say, or suspect, that torpedo strike would have been pretty much on target if the game lasted long enough. Because we're now down to 19 seconds, 17. I'm out of the cap circle, but that doesn't really matter. It's a minute, no, over a minute before I'll have torpedoes again. And the enemy ship is still sailing through. It hasn't changed course. Torpedoes are definitely looking good. However, the game's over. Timed out. We've won on victory points. And we'll just see what the final battle results are. So we get 189,000 silver, 45,000 damage. We get a devastating strike. 2 kills. And we're coming up with 1 by experience. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting. If you did, give it a like and a share. Feel free to comment. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, and I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.